Team PhysEd, Nathan Horn, physical educator and founder of iPhys-Ed.com here. Welcome to this week's What I've Learned, a weekly YouTube series where I share with you some of what I've learned. It might be a teaching idea, a tech tip, a resource I've found, or a person who's taught me something amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, and I hope that you're really finding some value in this weekly What I've Learned series. Last week I shared with you what I've learned about staying on top of your email using the amazing sorted skin for Gmail. If you missed the episode and you want to check how you can control your inbox, then check out the link below. This week, I want to share what I've learned about positive relationships in PhysEd. On Monday, I was lucky enough to join and moderate one section of PEchat. If you haven't heard of PEchat, it's a bi-weekly Twitter chat presented by my good friend Joey Fyfe from the PhysicalEducator.com. Every second Monday, PhysEd teachers from all around the world gather to discuss different topics. I've included a link to the PEchat 101 video below if you want to find out more about how you can get involved in the next PEchat. This week's PEchat topic was positive relationships in PhysEd. And for me, the overwhelming thing that kept shining through was ensuring that you know your students. Only by knowing who they are, what they like and dislike, and how they can best learn can we actually make sure that we're having the impact which we strive for. Another key point came out of our section of the chat was the idea of honesty and trust, and how honesty can help you build positive relationships with your students. Here are a couple of tweets from the chat which really hit home on the importance of trust between teachers and students and how it's a two-way street. The final tweet really stood out for me as it was tweeted by a non-PE teacher who shared his experience at PE. Unfortunately, this is still far too common a feeling in PE classes around the world, and we have a lot of work to do to make sure that we are building positive relationships with our students to ensure that they're able to grow into physically literate adults. We want them to feel confident and competent, moving and being active. The final question of my portion of the chat talked about what evidence we could show that actually we were being successful in building these positive relationships. After chatting a little bit about knowing your students and trusting them, Dominic Delay, who is currently based in Korea, shared how his school uses student surveys to find out information about how students perceive their relationships with teachers. Now, back in episode 3 of What I've Learned, I shared about the play assessment tools. One of these tools is Play Self, which gives students a chance to assess their own confidence levels. This year at my school, we've asked all students in grades K to 12 to complete this assessment, and by doing so, I've gathered some really valuable data in helping us to understand our students as individuals and also as a cohort. Some of the things we found were that 90% of our students thought that being active was important for their health and well-being. 83% of our students said that being active and taking part in PE made them happier, and 90% of students valued physical activity and physical education at school as equally as important as reading and writing. It's a good job, us. On the flip side though, 48% of our students reported not feeling confident in and on the water, giving us something to think about as we move forward with our swimming curriculum. We'll ask students to complete this self-assessment again later in the year, and it should provide us with some further data to inform us of how well we've been able to use the information we've gathered to help us build better relationships with our students and help assist them in develop their physical literacy. So for this week, that's what I've learned about building positive relationships in PhysEd. I really think it's about trust and honesty. I think if you can trust your students and your students trust you, then that'll go a long way to helping you build a positive relationship in your PE classes. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, and if you're really finding any value in this What I've Learned series, I really would love it if you'd add a comment below, like and subscribe. You can also make sure that you check out the description below because I'm always adding resources and links in there for every episode. So until next week, I'm Nathan Horn from iPhys-Ed.com. Stay happy, stay healthy, and be active.